Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Phil Francis, Executive Chairman of PetSmart, which is Arizona's fourth largest public company and engaged in our community. I'm pleased and proud to be a co-chair of the Paulina for Congress Committee. I've never done this before, and I hope I'm about not to demonstrate that. But I think Paulina is so compelling and the problem so big. When you see the problem, you see Paulina, I could do no other than join the effort. She's exactly the kind of candidate it's easy to support. She's fiscally conservative. She's smart. She's tough. She's an outsider to a dysfunctional system. And she comes at this from the position of servant rather than glory seeker. I know her as a collaborative problem solver with a backbone. Perfect. She has a great educational background, great judgment, and that rare commodity these days, common sense. She's a healthcare expert, she's pro-business, and that's why I support her for Congress and know that as other people know her as well as I do, many will soon be joining. Next, I'd like to introduce my co-chair, Lisa Graham Keegan, former legislator, Arizona Schools Chief, 2 terms in Arizona, advisor to the White House and Governor Schwarzenegger, Brewer, Bush, Christie, and Speaker of the time, Newt Gingrich, on education policy. She and her husband, John, live here in Arizona and share the responsibility and challenge of raising 5 great kids. So, Lisa.
Well, it's just an honor to be here to support Paulina. I want to second everything that Phil has said. This is a rare opportunity. Arizona means the world to the Keegan family. We were here before Arizona was a state. And the leadership here matters so much. And when Paulina said she was willing to run, I just asked what I could do to make this happen. From a woman's perspective, our role in politics is pretty unique, I think. We bring our love of our families to it, the work that we do. Paulina is hugely effective in her personal life, with her children, her family, and her business life. From an education standpoint, Paulina and I share a belief that any system we build for public education has to be about the kids and where they go to school, and that school works. And that's where it begins and that's where it ends. And until that's the truth for everybody in this country, we're not done yet. So she and I have been able to work together over the years on various projects. When Paulina Morris says something's going to get done, it's going to get done. So there was no hesitation when Paulina said, would you do this for me and with me? And I said, I absolutely will, and I'll be thrilled to do it. And now it's a great privilege to introduce the person who I think we have to blame for this. When it became clear that Congressman Shattuck was not going to continue, I believe that Jason suggested that his favorite candidate was in the House, and that she ought to do that. And I could not be more happy about that. Jason has been a strong part of this community as well, as you all know, has had everything to do with building a strong community in Arizona, knows what it takes. And he and Paulina have built a beautiful family that's wonderful to have as part of our community. So, Jason.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you all for joining us here at the state capitol. Beyond just the obvious political connections, there's a very personal significance to our location here. It was at the state capitol 18 years ago that I had the courage and foresight to ask the smartest and prettiest Senate intern in the state's history to be my wife in that building. Thankfully, she said yes, and I've had the joy of spending the past 18 years sharing a life with a brilliant lawyer, a savvy businesswoman, and a respected member of the community. But above and beyond her professional accomplishments and professional achievements is what she's achieved as a wife and mother to our 2 boys, Diego and Mateo. Despite an incredibly full life, she puts her family at the center of her universe, whether it's our Friday night dinners at home, organizing class parties as the homeroom mom, or spending our Sunday mornings together as a family at religious school. Paulina's there. She's never missed a school event She's never missed a celebration at our temple. She's at every baseball game, football game, basketball game, and soccer game, despite an incredibly demanding career. It shouldn't be surprising that the people urging Paulina the most to take this important step are the people she comes home to every night and her family and friends who are here today. Thank you for being here. It's with such great pride and a pleasure that I present to you my best friend in the world, my partner, my wife, the next Congresswoman representing District 3 in the state of Arizona, Paulina Morris.